Richmond Hill, December 2007. We were asked to wash Richmond Hill simply because they had experienced an oil spill on a road that had not been resurfaced for some years. Because of this, some cars were slipping both going up the hill and they were finding it difficult to brake coming down. For this operation we decided that hot water heated to 100 degrees C delivered at 4,500 psi would be ideal. So in this video clip, the pilot is Mr. John O'Donovan, who owns this particular outfit, and the video and narrator of the program is Peter Merrigan, who actually manufactured it. We started washing about 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning in about 10 days before Christmas. With the council's help, the road was closed off both top and bottom, but because the hill was very steep, we decided that we would wash from the top down. In any of these washing situations, it's probably better, depending on the setup of your wash unit, if you start in the middle and work out. Even in the hydraulic units that can vary from left to right, it's still easier that if you clear a path down the centre and then wash to both sides, because the wash water and the dirty water and whatever debris is washed down along with it will then be washed towards the drains. In this instance, as you can see, we started right on the middle on the white line. It's really only a 3-track road in most places. Further on down along it widens out somewhat, so this was easily covered by reversing back twice. I suppose in all, this particular washing operation took about 90 minutes. Perhaps we could have done it faster, but we wanted to demonstrate from the point of view of this video what we could do, what the machine could do. And you could see, it's not so easy to see on this video, shall we say, but you could see the oil slick running down along in front of the unit itself. If you can imagine 4,000 to 4,500 psi heated to 100 degrees, you have to be somewhat careful on a tarred road because you can actually overheat the whole surface. But saying that, it left it absolutely spotlessly clean, and whatever loose debris, if there was any loose chippings or stones or whatever, they were removed as well. For this particular operation, John O'Donovan uses a Valtra tractor to tow a Bauer 3,500 gallon tanker, on which we fitted a 350 bar 4,500 psi pump delivering 94 litres of water a minute. This pump operates at 740 RPM, takes about 85 to 90 horsepower to drive, so it can be operated either in the 1000 rev PTO or on the 1000E on some tractors. This particular operation is ideal from a point of view where heat is needed, because Mr. O'Donovan specified that we would use a triple burner TIA unit which uses 3 1000 BTO burners to heat the water. As you can see on the back of the tanker there, it's also available and has been fitted in this instance with a hydraulic hose reel, so it can be used for drain jetting as well, up to about 300 meters. On the front of this, you then have an 8-foot wide wash bar, and this then delivers 4,500 psi per nozzle. In this instance we're using 80-degree nozzles to give you a spread. These nozzles will cross across one another in the angle from about 20 to 25%, so you get a total coverage. Now, it all depends, of course, then, as you can see in this instance, what height you're running your wash bar at. But obviously, to give you a good spread, you need basically to ensure that the nozzles overlap one another. On Mr. O'Donnell's Valtra, he also has one of the extendable 35 feet or 11 meter wash bombs on the front of it, and it is all controlled via joystick in the cab. This particular unit is available to swivel both 90 degrees left and right, and as you can see, a steady approach is needed, particularly where you have a steep hill such as this. Now at 90 to 100 degrees C, this can be used for snow clearing, for ice clearing, in this instance for getting rid of oil slick, or for getting rid of debris which is developed from trucks passing on new road builds and so on. We're just reaching the end of the run here, where we're coming down onto the main street in FERMOY. So that's your last point there. At this point we just stopped, burst around. This is one of the pump units that's standard, a HPP 94350, 740 RPM. And here Mr. O'Donnell is coming down the right hand run. As you can see, there's quite a drift from the high pressure steam, because on this particular morning temperatures were down to about 3 degrees. So ground surface was probably about 7 degrees. So we were washing then with 100 degrees on the burner units, but obviously hitting the ground, it was hitting probably between 80 and 90 degrees, so you get quite a lot of blow off of steam. If you're washing with cold water, you will get about 50% of the same, simply because the waterborne vapor would be moving out the same way. If you notice on the front of the boom extension, you can see the different extendable parts of it, including the front wash arm, which we'll show you later on. This particular tanker was built for us by Bauer in Germany. It's 3,500 gallons with aircraft flotation tires on it, so it's relatively easy to pull. You're looking at a Valtra that is delivering approximately 165 horsepower, and it's more than capable of looking after 3,500 gallon tanker behind it, obviously with air assisted brakes. Depending on the soiling, your speed can go up or down. We usually reckon that you can cover about half a kilometre an hour. On this particular washing application, there's a high bank on one side, and we, as you'll see later on in the video, we came back down along this and we washed some of the moss off the stones. You can also have this bar fitted with both hydraulically extending to left or right, or hydraulic swiveling, or indeed an upright unit on the left, which is height adjustable, so you could say wash road signs or road barriers. It depends more or less on your application. If you give us your application, we'll build a machine to suit you. I was videoing here from about 4 feet above the surface that was being washed, so you can see, looking down, the swivel mechanism right in the middle there. There are 12 nozzles on this particular machine to give you total coverage across an 8-foot spread. If you need more concentrated washing, we can change the nozzle's angle to give you a smaller degree angle, or indeed if you need wider with maybe less soiling, we can give you a wider angle. This was at the lower end of Richmond Hill where the road widened out, so instead of being perhaps 3 widths wide, this was perhaps 5 widths, necessitating Mr. O'Donovan to reverse back twice just to cover the last few little bits. Again, the cost to my town council was approximately €500, but again, in these days of insurance litigation and so on, €500 is not a lot, considering there had been a number of near misses on this oily, slippy surface. After a day of drying, you could see the difference between what was a grey-black coverage and a dry, safe slope. On this particular tanker as well, as we normally fit, there is a steering axle which gives great manoeuvrability heading forwards, but obviously has to be locked up to be reversed. Here we see the extendable boom, just as a demonstration of how manoeuvrable it can be. Now, the operator, John O'Donovan, is approximately on a sight level now with where he's washing this particular position. And cars and vehicles are still passing by, so like he's not causing any great disadvantage, and the road at this point in time has been reopened. Depending on what needs to be washed, then the front boom can be operated in any direction. As you can see, it's extending out there to reach the wall. Wash the side barrier, wash up, wash down, whatever. Thank you for listening.